Hey everyone. Sorry I'm not all glammed out today, in my priestess looking way. Um, I'm not gonna really be in a kind of glammed out way. Hold on a second. Nothing, you know what? Just bear with me because I've just been going through it and I am just having a moment. So hold on a second. Just let me get myself together here because I'm trying to keep everything simple. And the air conditioning won't come on any other time, and now it's coming on when I'm busy trying to do what I'm trying to do. And I'm like, really? Testing my nerves. Okay, what are you doing, Tinker? Oh my God. So I was trying to figure out if I was going to make this private and just put it only in the priestess group, but I think this is something that needs to be shared all the way around. So I'm just sitting here in my blessed space. Um, I got my altar up, my candles going, and I'm honoring. Oh, honey, I know. I'm sorry. Um, I'm honoring my dear sister, um, Deborah, and Deb. I call her that, and she's a priestess. She went through years ago my priestess um, group that I had a long time ago, and she accelerated. Now, Deb and I go way back, okay, back in our nursing days, and we met some amazing um, doctor's assistants, nurse practitioners. We met some amazing people in our careers, and some that were not so amazing. But we were nursing buddies, and we worked at places. It's kind of funny. It was like, hey, they got openings over here. You want to come over here? Okay, if one of us found something, we would switch out and leave another job and go somewhere else and go there. And I was like, okay, okay, let's go do it. Let's go. And we worked together, and we were code sisters. And a lot of times when I come on live, she clicks in and comes on to my platform here. It's gonna be a little different now because I had to do last rites on her. Now I'm an ordained minister, been an ordained minister since 1999. I can bless you, I can marry you, and I can bury you. So I am non-denominational, which means I still believe in that one true creator, but I'm not trying to put it in a religious box and all of this. But because Deb was very eclectic and she studied all the different belief systems and wanted to know the ins and out and everything and how it all came to be. That's what she did. She went from her priestess studies and accelerated. She was top priestess in my class. She took it seriously. And I think a lot of people don't understand when you become a priestess and you give an oath to creator, to mother goddess, to mother earth, and how you are going to be of service for humanity, for whatever service you're going to be for, if it's for children, for animals, if it's for plants, whatever that is that calls to you, whatever you walk with, crystals, whatever it is, how you're going to show up and be the medicine. So one of the things I I found myself last night after I got the news that she was in the ICU. And I just remember, it's so surreal because I felt myself go back into time. And I found myself where we were sitting one day, we were outside and we were saying, we've taken care of so many people. I don't ever want to be put on life support. I don't ever want to have anybody compressing on my chest. I want to be a DNR, no life support, and cremate me. I don't want to be buried or nothing. And we were both talking about that. And I said, you go before me, I'll do this for you. If I go before you, do this for me. And so she went before me. Yeah. I haven't really broke down and cried yet because I was doing all the stages that come in with grief. And just because when you're a priestess and you have to lay to rest another priestess, that is a part of your sisterhood, a part of you, that's a bond. And that's a spirit bond, a tight one. When you have the right connection for the right reasons. We were all about being of service for the highest good of humanity through Creator. Harm none. Period. But speak truth. That's where we would get in trouble because we would tell truth. And today, it was kind of interesting because last night when I was laying in the bed and like I said, I'm going through all the grief stuff. Like I was doing the medicine bath and I was making all these plea bargains. Oh, she's on life support. She's in a coma. She could come out of it. I could do this. I could do this. I could do. We can accelerate. Da, 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 da." I was doing all this stuff. Da, 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 da. And I literally was hearing her saying, "Really? Come on, Flea. Come on. Really?" And I'm like, "But you don't have to go right now. We're at, you can stay. You can." I was doing all this crazy stuff, and I'm like, "What in the hell is going on in my mind?" And I remember I got out of the tub and I said, "Okay, pull yourself together. You gotta, more than likely, you're gonna have to go tomorrow, which is today, and go do the anointment, sacred anointment on her, give her last rites, priestess style." And I was like, "Oh God, I don't want to do this." And I just remember I was looking at myself in the mirror and I said, "I don't want to do this. I can't do this. I don't want to do this." The reason why I'm making this video is because I had to stay in this place of if something happened to me, she would do it for me. I know that from the bottom of my heart, she would do it for me. Period. As a matter of fact, the priestess that are in the Stargate group have each other's back, whether they know it or not. They have each other's back. And I am watching how this solar eclipse energy has really initiated everyone. And my mind even went as far as this could be a huge ascension symptom that Deb is feeling right now. And she's going to come out of it. And she's probably going to be a walk in because this is something traumatic. And I kept hearing her say, no, stop it. So last night, when I laid down, I found it very interesting because she literally was telling me, and I heard her sigh standing next to my bed. I heard her go, and I go, Dad, I go, what's going on? And it was like I went into sleep, and then I felt myself um, feeling her. Everyone's been trying to call and talk to me, and I'm going to tell you something. When you're in dream world and loved ones come in and they're talking to you in dream world, they're saying, "Look, I have some important paperwork. I need you to get this to them. There's going to be a lot of this, da 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 da. And then she showed me, I had a chance to go in and go look into her brain to see, and all I could see was all of this dark blood energy, which to me was a severe aneurysm. And I said, "Wow, you're not going to come back from this one." She goes, "Nope, no, I'm not." So now we wake up and we're getting the day going, and I make contact with the family. Now, the family tells me, no, she's still on life support. There's still no response. And we have to make up our minds what we're going to do, you know. And I said, well, she doesn't want to be on life support. And family says, we're going to make sure we take her off. And I said, good. And they were like, we don't know what to do with all of her stuff. Now, this is where it gets kind of weird because it's not weird. It's kind of everybody has their own beliefs. Let's just put it that way. Everyone's respectable on everyone's belief. But they didn't know how to deal with her broom, how to deal with her prayer stick, how to deal with some of her books that she had that were sacred. Boom, boom, boom. How to deal with all the candles. I have so many candles now. I don't even think I'm going to be, these little tea light candles that burn for 6 hours. I don't think I'm going to have anything to worry about because I got the majority of all those candles. Um, because it's funny, death has a funny way of showing up that they're getting ready to leave. Okay, and Deb and I always knew this thing about when people are talking about spirit. The soul shows you that they're getting ready to leave, and there was little things that were going on that she was doing that was showing me, but I didn't put it together that she was going to leave. I had to hurry up and get this package, this gift basket to her that I've been collecting several months, and I didn't get a chance to give it to her for Christmas, so I just kept putting stuff in it, and then she ends up with this big old gift basket of all these goodies that I gave her. Say like Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all these things we would do for each other every year. And I just remember her telling me that she wanted to take her sister-in-law out and her guy friend out for dinner because they're always doing something for her, and she wanted to surprise them and take them out for dinner, so she did. And then I was just looking at all these signs. So today when I go up the stairs and I go into her room, that's when it starts hitting me, and I'm like, okay. And then Deb, of course, she's not in her body. She shows up and she says, "Okay, the aunt is going to be looking for these papers. Da 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 da. You need to go pull stuff out from underneath the bed. I got it all put together. It's already there." I was like, "What? What?" And as soon as she says, "Look underneath the bed," the aunt says it at the same time, and I'm like, "Jeez, here we go." So I pull everything out, and there's everything that they need, and it was secure. And more family members are coming to help with this process. And I was just like, wow, okay, that's in place. And she goes, whew, got that taken care of. And then she goes, girl, I got a lot of stuff. There's so many things. And she's walking around and she sees us looking in the closet. She goes, no, and she's pointing, and I'm like, Dad, I got this. And I go, Dad, you want me to take this? You want me to take that? Her broom, her prayer stick. She goes, yeah, can you take that? Because they're not going to know what to do with it. And I said, I know. So keep this in mind when you are laying another priestess, preparing their laying to rest and taking care of their magical things. If it's not written who is supposed to go to, and you're the lead priestess that's going into their space, You have to make those priestess judgment calls, which means take care of the room, take care of the medicine, take care of any medicine tools that they have that you know for a fact that should not go showing up in a thrift store. Now, anything like cards and stuff like that, yeah, that can go to your bookstores or maybe go to good friends that are doing the same thing. People can do that. But like sacred books, certain books, no, you gotta grab those, especially if there's a religion belief going on, just so that the energy doesn't get uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because she totally respected, sister-in-law totally respected what Deb's belief was, and Deb totally respected what her belief was. But when it came time to take care of it, it was like they didn't know what to do. So please, 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 if you are ever in this situation, make sure you take care of those particular things. In older tradition, a lot of them, things like that would get burned with the person, but I think it depends on the person and what they want done. And Deb was all about, no, take that with you, take it with you. And I'm honored with that. But here's the thing, when I take something with me and it's from another medicine person, you have to do something. You have to first put it out in the back, wrap it up, paper bag or sarong or fabric or something, whatever it is, bring it through either behind wherever you are. But because I live in an apartment, I had to bring it through the apartment and then put it out on the back patio. Put it out on the back patio, smudge up everything. Okay. If it's any tools like drums and rattles and things like that, you want to ask permission to be using that, because whatever spirit, deity, guardian is over that, they're going to think that you're interfering with the medicine. And then you'll be getting headaches. You'll be feeling weird. You'll be feeling sick because you did not let them know that you were going to take it and cleanse it and bring it into a sacred space and honor it. When you state that and you let them know what you're doing, everything's cool. Don't just go pick it up. And I say this with all love and everything because sometimes if people don't understand the path of a priestess and you think you can just go into their space and start dismantling their altars and taking things away, you will walk out with the biggest headache. You will feel like you're nauseated and sick because you did not honor their space. And this is so important, to respect the space of a priestess, no matter what her walk is. Because when you go and start dismantling and throwing things in the garbage and stuff off an altar that's dedicated to ancestors, that's dedicated to her prayers, that's dedicated to whatever she uses her altar for, you are stepping into a whole bunch of whip ass stuff. And these energies are going to come up around you and, what are you doing? How disrespectful. Especially ancestors don't want to be disrespecting them altars. You better have utmost respect. If you don't know how to take an altar down, you better find someone that was close to that person that knows how to take that altar down and close up the portal. Okay. So it's all about respect. That's the same like I would never go up in a church and go dismantle an altar in there. How disrespectful would that be? With all the people who had prayed over that altar, lighting candles, leaving their prayers for their people. Same thing. Okay. So after dealing with that process, her altars are still up until she is going to be officially off of life support and then pronounced. So until the other family members get here. So we have about another couple more days of this to wait for this final process. But at least she's already been anointed. And the anointment I did for her is the beautiful rose oil, the blessing on the heart, blessing on the hands and the feet. And I washed her hands and feet and her face and chest with blessed water and kept everything sacred with that. And I sung two medicine songs that she liked. The last live that I did here, she was really liking the music, the songs that I was singing. And I sung those songs to her. And then after that, I sweep the body down with a wing or a feather. I use one of the feathers that one of my Sundance brothers gave me, and that's to remove any heaviness that's in her space so that she can depart easily. And then give the final prayers. And I blessed her divine masculine way and I blessed her divine feminine way. I did both. And because she was old Catholic way and then priestess way, I did the honoring of both those so that it was honoring a start of her life and honoring an ending of her life. So I think everybody has their own rituals of how, but as long as you're anointing the body and you're giving them permission to take their next step into their journey, that's what you want to do, and providing sacred space for them. So I just remember when I was driving over, I was preparing myself to get into the energy of I'm gonna go do this. And as I was driving down the street and I'm gonna go meet the family, I started getting really emotional. And I knew if I got really emotional, I wasn't gonna hold it together. And I don't know why, but for some reason my mind went straight to Vampire Diaries when Elena had lost her brother. Her brother had died. And she was losing it. And she was just falling apart. She's saying, I can't take this. I can't do this no more. Da, 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 da. And then Stefan told um, Damon to help her, help ease the pain. And Damon went up to her and said, Elena, turn it off. Just turn it off. And I literally tur- had to tell myself, turn it off. I have to be present with the family right now and anchor light. Turn it off for now. I said it 3 times to myself. And so by the time I got to the house and I saw the family and the sister-in-law and boy, and Jen hugging her and holding her, I was able to support her without myself collapsing into it. And so after everything was said and done, and you know, I meet up with the sister-in-law and I tell her you can go in now because they were only letting two of us at a time go in. And so I didn't realize that after what she experienced, and this is what makes it traumatic, is that because the sister-in-law had already lost her husband in a very traumatic thing. So he was at Mercy San Juan and I was a part of that one. And but I didn't go into the hospital. I started the prayers because it was so severe what how he was attacked and brutally attacked over a lunch bag. This guy thought he had something in there. I talked about that on here. And so that was over, I think, over 9 or 10 years ago. Here's the irony of everything. The husband was in that room 85, and I won't say the other numbers. Um, And then yesterday, Deb was put in the same room 10 years later. Same exact room. And the sister-in-law about lost her mind because she says, I feel like I'm reliving it all over again. And I was just like, I really have to anchor in because this is so much trauma on her system that she's reliving it all over again. Her husband and her sister-in-law at the same time. Both the two timelines are hitting. And I was just like, oh my God. So after it was all done, I'm walking back to the car and I start feeling it. And I start realizing I have her stuff in my car. And I have to go through it, you know, take care of that. But still wouldn't let myself cry. So I get myself to a store. I said I wanted some lemonade, and this is what happens. So I'm sharing with you this process because if you're experiencing this, or if this is something in the future that might happen, I want you to know how to deal with it. Priestess to priestess, we have a code. Okay. So I go get some lemonade, and I go in there, Sprouts, and then I'm looking for something, flower essence, to work with my nervous system. Okay. And the lady says to me, how are you today? Are you having a good day? And I'm like, and I just let it out. And I said, no, I just actually came from the hospital. Da, 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 da. And she's like, I'm so sorry. So then I go to go pick up something to eat. And somebody said, hey, how are you doing? Da, 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 da. I'm like, no. Da, 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 da. Then I go pick up my food. No, I went to the health food store. Go get something. I went to the neighborhood health food store. Hi, Felicia. Da, 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 da. I was like, no. Then my phone. Da 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 da. I just could not respond because I turned it off, and I just didn't want to respond. I didn't want to keep reiterating everything and having that because it hurts. This is someone I had a sister bond with. I was talking to every single day, you know, because we're nurse buddies. Well, let's have something to talk about. And we're making each other laugh and talking about crazy stuff going on in the world. And, you know, we're here to help and da 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 da, and be of service, da 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 da. And it's different. Like, even now, just sitting here talking to all of you, be so light. Normally, she pops on, hey, sister. I don't get that right now. And that's going to be the hard part. And the holidays, celebrated birthdays, they're going to be hard. Feels very, I'm not saying this in any way, shape, or form. I have very small amount of friends. Okay. Very small amount of people that I trust. That I trust that if something happened, things that I would do for them, they would do for me. Okay. There's only a couple left. It's just, I don't know. It really hits home when you have to honor another priestess, especially one that came through you and became one. That is a great joy when you can be a vessel to help another woman to anchor into her greatness, her divine feminine energy, and rise in it. There's an honor there. It really is. It's very sacred, you know. And I honor the hell out of being a priestess. She did too. We did not take it lightly because we knew others before us that were priestess had been killed, drowned, hung, burned up, all for being themselves as healers. When do you think we're ever all going to rise to understand the divinity of ourselves as a light being and not all this chaos and individuality of separatism and all this crap? So, I am one of the things Deb used to, I found this really kind of interesting. You know, one of her favorite pizzas that she liked was Papa John's. She would always go get like a pizza and put it in the oven, and or Papa Murphy's. One of those that you got to put in the oven. Somebody Papa Murphy, Papa something. The oven one. And I found myself the other day and I was like, and it was on that day. I was like, hey, I want a pizza. I'm gonna tell Deb I got a pizza. I never got a chance to tell her that. So here's the end of the lesson. Stop waiting to do something. Don't wait to do it. Don't say, oh, we'll do it on another day. I want to first of all say thank you to the Priestess Stargate group. All of you should be really looking at yourself as very beautiful divine priestess, anchoring in as much light as possible on this planet. I want to say thank you to everyone here on Be So Light who's a part of this tribe. I do my best to show up and bring in what divine wants to share with you, especially when I go into movie talk. Deb and I were good at that. Yes. What did they do in that movie? That was crazy. It's going to be different now. I want to say thank to everybody on my Instagram who shed their love and Facebook. I had to post on her Facebook page, and I just saw Dr. Michelle come on. I'm sorry. Yeah. And I will keep moving forward because there's much work to be done. And I know she's with me. I know she's here. And this is why I'm so grateful I have the Stargate Priestess group. And I can't wait to see all of them unleash their gifts of who they are. And they're all stepping into themselves. They're leaving an imprint, just like Deb did. And I'm so grateful I was a part of that too. So I'm going to say the words that Deb would always say to me. Much love, lovely. Talk to you soon. Talk to you later. Be so light. That's how you take care, priestess to priestess, with great honor.